And now, Giant Sports Talk Live. Here are your hosts, Eric and Glenn.
We're talking Giants every day. From McCovey Cove to the Oracle Park lights, Eric and Glenn keep the fire burning bright, fighting for the glory, no matter what it costs us, breaking down the moments from the wins to the losses. Giant Sports Talk, we're here for the ride. Eric and Glenn with the fan base pride, talking dreams, will they contend? But we'll back the Giants till the very end. Let's go, Giants! Yes, yes, yes! Oh! Eric and Glenn breaking it down, all Giants all the time.
All right, welcome to Giant Sports Talk Live here for the postgame Game 2, Minnesota Twins, San Francisco Giants, and it looked bad. It was ugly, boy. Giants were only managed 4 hits, 3 of them, which came from Elliot Ramos, and another one, a beautifully laid down bunt by Koss. That was actually awesome, but that got freaking obliterated because of the double play that happened. But I'm going to tell you something, guys. 2 runs in 2 games, Glenn, unacceptable. 100% unacceptable.
7 hits in 2 games, Eric. 7 hits in 2 games, and one of them was a bunt, man.
Come on. That's not how you're going to get things done. And this is something that I was afraid of, before we get into the particulars. What's up, Luke?
That's just what I said, look. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. And you take it last night, dude. This is abysmal.
This is what I'm afraid of. And me and you talked a little bit briefly. When Jung-Hoo Lee right now isn't getting any hits. He's not striking out, but he ain't getting any hits. This is what I was afraid of when guys like Lee and Flores, who have been carrying the team for the most part, when they stop hitting, who's gonna step up and take their spot in the lineup? To a certain extent, Adames has been hitting fairly decent, but in this series, not so much. It's the inconsistency of what the club is throwing out there. It's frustrating as all get out because you got Webb out there who's pitching his ass off, keeping you in the game, only allowed 2 runs, and you can't back him up with at least 3. And it's just like, you had a chance, and we'll talk about it. Ramos had a bonehead play, period. Granted, he got 3 hits. He hit a home run, had a double, had a single, but then got picked off at third base. You can't look. You don't do that. You don't get picked off at third base, man. You just don't do that. And again, there's no excuse. Period. There's no excuse. I'm not going to sit here and make excuses. I guarantee you, Elliot Ramos would say the same thing. It was stupid. It was dumb. Lou, it was awesome. I'll talk about that game a little bit later. It was fantastic. I got some pluses and minuses about the ballpark, so we'll get into it a little bit later. But man, dude, it's frustrating, Glenn. I hate seeing the way that the club plays, especially it always seems to be after a day off. They just can't get good. Remember the last day off, they went out there and they got swept 2 games by San Diego. You had another day off, and you go out there and like, what was it? Who did they play right before the Padres? Texas, right? It was Texas, and they won the series. They look great. Had a day off.
Hey,
right?
I don't know. They look great. They stole that last game,
but they won the series.
Nah.
You won the series
again. Don't make excuses. They could have very easily lost that, dude.
Won it. They won the series in Cubs. You should be riding high. You get a day off, and next thing you know, they came in here and they dropped already too. They already lost the series to Minnesota. Matter of fact, I said not on last night's show because I wasn't here, but the show prior to that, what was that on Wednesday? I said I was a little bit scared about the series because of who was pitching. I didn't think it was going to be because of Webb, but I had my concerns about Hicks and Roop. Now Roop's got to go out there and be a stopper to prevent a sweep. So it's not going to be easy, especially the way the Giants have been hitting. So I don't know what to do, and we're going to have a discussion. We'll talk about it here in a little bit, Glenn. But give me your little synopsis of what you thought about the game today.
Dude, I can't argue at all with you. By the way, I missed you last night. Glad you had a good time at the ball game with Abraham. Abraham was he was in the chat at times last night, giving me updates. Yeah,
my internet was acting up, man. It was a pain in the ass.
Well, we were waiting for you, but I said technical difficulties abound, and you said the music was far too loud. Anyway, we'll get into that a little later on. How your trip went. You're out of town last night, but anyway, we talked about it last night on the show, and it's funny. It's funny. I can start what I'm about to say with something. Robert was in last night. Robert. It's never a cloudy day in Giantville. He says, not much to analyze. Eric, I think you and I should sit down tonight and analyze 9 big problems on the field. And I asked you, how did I phrase it before the show? I thought I phrased it wonderfully, magnificently, beautifully. Something to the effect of, where's our talent? Where's our talent when you get 220? I'm all wound up tonight. I got to warn you guys. Eric, fasten my seatbelt. I need, an airline pilot? You ever see an airline pilot? He goes, yeah. I need that kind of seatbelt to hold me down tonight, man. You got your cleanup hitter. Batting 222. I think it obviously dropped today. You can pull that up. Your cleanup hitter. The guy who's, a leader on the field and at the plate. Again, what are we talking about? That your 222 hitter is he's your offense. He's your cleanup guy. I
tell you what, there's something even more important than that. The cleanup hitter doesn't seem to be the cleanup hitter of what they used to be. Who is the best hitter in a lineup today? Where do they normally put the best hitter in the lineup? Because it's changed. It's no longer the 4. It's not even the 3. It's the 2-hole. Okay, the 2-hole seems to be your quote-unquote most talented bat.
Well, what's the sense of that, Eric, when you get guys on and nobody brings them home?
There you go, right? So, and then we could do a little comparison on number 2s, all right?
They took a number 2 today. There's not much to analyze, Robert. There's not much to analyze. Are you kidding me? Eric, not much to analyze? We got about 7 hits in 2 games, and one of them was a bunt. There you go. You say we had nothing to analyze? This is a great team? Come on, man. We've been winning by, you know what I've always said? We win at times by luck. We win, we get lucky, we eke games out. We win games we shouldn't win, Eric.
Well, I'll tell you what. I don't go there. Again, you know why I don't go there, but I get what you're saying.
Well, I'm going there, Eric.
Yeah, I'll
be the bad guy. I'll be the bad guy.
Right. Ken, what's up, Ken? Says Giants are making quick outs. They don't work the pitches at all. That's another great point. They're not taking any walks. Matter of fact, let's take a look at what the hell the Giants did today, and then we can go even further. Let's do this.
Crack open.
Now, today's Giants in review on Giant Sports Talk Live.
And there's your final, guys. Minnesota Twins got 2. San Francisco Giants got 1. Twins are now 500. They on a 6-game win streak. I think Glue talked about it.
7. Minnesota's on a 7-game win.
What's 7 now? San Francisco dropped to 24 and 26. Giants 1 run on 4 hits, 1 error. That 1 error being Lamont Wade Jr. at first base. Minnesota, they didn't have a lot of hits, but hey, they got enough runs. They scored 2 runs on 5 hits. The winning pitcher, Ryan, he looked pretty good today. Pretty much dominated the Giants. Webb looked great today. Look at that. He's 4-3 with a 2.6 ERA. Man, you can't ask for anything better. Duran, come on. Of course, he did his closing things. And then let's look at the lineup. 0-4, 0-4, 0-4, 0-4, 0-4. There's Ramos. There was our offense today. Ramos, 3 hits, a single, a double, and a home run, and then got picked off at third base. And then 0-4, 0-4, and then Koss with his bunt. I mean,
And look at our cleanup hitter batting 217, Eric. You get runners on, you expect that guy to drive him in? It's play. You know what they're doing, Eric? You know what they're doing? It's long ball or nothing. Long ball or nothing.
Where it seems. Look, and what is so frustrating, Glenn, is when they started the season, it looked like they were coming away from that, where they're just giving it all they got. It was situational hitting, right? We were all talking about that. This is the kind of baseball we want to see. We want to see situational hitting, and they're not getting it done right now.
And it was more exciting. I don't care, win or lose. That's the kind of baseball I want to tune in and watch. On NBC Bay Area every day, Eric. Just give me exciting base. You get that 3 hits and a bunt hit. Eric, that is not exciting baseball, dude. Oh, no. It was long and painful today.
Yeah.
And and after the game, when I'm talking to my buddies about the game, and they're like, "What did you think of it?" I said, when I have to say, God, the highlight of the game was Ramos getting picked off at third. It had nothing to do with the Giants per se. He got picked off, but the talking point was the great play from their catcher and their pitching. We got great pitching again, but that is his tail of the tape. That's his saddest story as you can tell. When Webb goes out there, you can guarantee we're not going to have a great day at the plate, Eric.
I know. JB, again, makes a great point. That's exactly what I was alluding to. The small ball flare they had most of April is gone. Right. And it was working, JB, right? It was working. When they came out of the gate, man, they were 8-1 playing that type of small ball. Now you're trying to play this home run game, and it's just, come on, man, just get runs. You don't have to swing for the fences.
And so is the excitement, Eric, and the excitement in the wins. So right now, Eric, don't let that 24-16 record fool you. The Twins are 20-20. So when you look at the win-loss column, Eric, the difference in our 24-16 sounds so much better than 20-20.
Doesn't it? It does.
But it's only that's 4 games.
I know.
Not 8. That's 4 games.
Right. That's it. Yeah, I know. It's not that far off.
So my question to you, Eric, before we you can wrap up the stats and the pitching, but I want you to think about this while you're wrapping that up. Where do we go from here? All this talk about Lamont Wade and just give him time. Are we giving him to the All-Star break now? Is that the new trend tonight, Eric? Oh, let's just give him to the All-Star break.
I'm gonna get to it. Just hold on.
Okay.
Uno momento, please. What's up, Jay? What's up, Jay? Yeah, we can talk about that. Hey, that's gonna be part of what we're gonna be talking about here. But look at that. Webb goes 7 innings, guys. 7 innings, only 5 hits, 2 earned, 1 walk, 9 strikeouts. Rodriguez, 1 inning, 3 strikeouts. They took care of business. Where's the offense? Nowhere to be found. That pisses me off so bad. You got Webb out there just throwing his ass off. And what do you got to show for it? But a losing baseball game. Dude. All right. Let's go here. Let's go here, guys.
Highlight of the night. He broke at the Bic. Woo!
Yeah, no kidding, right? Yeah, I couldn't stand it no more. Couldn't stand it no more, dude. All right, here we go.
Who was that? That was who was that?
See, that's not right. Hold on.
I can't stand it no more. I'm going away.
Let me see if I can find it the more up to date, because Baseball Reference is not
clean, simple, and you hit it on the head, Ken. Lamont couldn't hit a beach ball. I like that.
Yeah.
That's coming in strong. There you go.
Let me see if this is up to date.
Robert. You got to realize, Eric, the Giants are 2 games out of first place. Dude, the way they've been playing, if they're 2 games out now, that's reason for concern. They're going to.
All right, let's take a look at this. Here we go. Let's take a look at this. And I want to ask, this is going to be audience participation. I know we don't have a big audience because I think there's a basketball game going on. I get it. Maybe we'll get a bigger crowd.
Who cares? Who cares?
Hey, I'm just saying, I know what's going on.
All
right, here we go. Yeah, I can't. I just can't. I cannot watch that either of them. That's just me. All right, here we go. Lamont Wade Jr. This is up to date. He has
goody.
He's got 107 at bats.
Mm-hmm.
16 hits in those 107 at bats.
Holy smoke!
Batting a 150, on base of 246.
Wow.
Okay, guys, he's got over 100 at bats. Yes, Jay. 107 at-bats. We are sitting here on May 10th, 2025. Okay.
And JB is bringing up the exact same thing I said to you in the green room. Didn't I say that in the green room? I said, Eric, where's the depth on this team? There's nowhere to go.
Yeah.
There's
Here we go.
nothing we can do. You're kind of hand-tied.
Give me one reason, Glenn. You could give me a reason. Give me one reason why Lamont Wade Jr. Should continue to get starts at first base. Yeah. I want to hear it. What do you guys? I want to hear reasons why Lamont Wade Jr. should still be playing first base for the San Francisco Giants. He's had 107 at bats. We are getting close to the middle of May, and he is still hitting only 150. 150. His on base is 246. Talk to me.
Tracy Chapman's been asking that question musically for years, Eric. Give me one reason to be here. Give me one reason to be here.
Yeah, I want to hear it. I want to hear what is the argument to keep Lamont Wade Jr. continuing to play first base for the Giants.
Oh, there'll be excuses.
No, well, I'll hear them. I don't care. Let them be excuses. I want to hear why people think that Lamont Wade Jr. should continue to be the first baseman. He's had plenty of run. He's had plenty of run. Robert.
Come on, Rothberg, where are you?
There he is. Hold on.
I want to know why.
He says two reasons. Plays very good defense. He had an error today, but no, his defense is solid. And they still have confidence. What does that mean? Robert, that's not hard hitting. I'm sorry. That's not hard hitting, Robert. He's batting 150, Robert, after 107 at-bats, almost 2 months worth of baseball. Why would you continue to throw him out there? Why is he immune to not being benched? That doesn't make sense to me. That doesn't make any sense. It's not adding up why you're going to keep doing this. We're to the point now. Look, you gave him a run. He has over 100 at-bats. It's time, guys, to start having this conversation. If not, a decision should not be the first baseman currently. What are the options? You talk to me, and that's a great question, Robert.
Another problem with the organization, though, Eric. Another deep problem we have to face.
And here it is, Robert. That's not our problem. Whose problem is that, Robert? Talk to me, Robert. Whose problem is it to figure out what to do with first base? Anyone can answer this. Whose problem is it to try to figure out what to do with first base?
He better start making some decisions, Eric.
Jay, I'm going there. Jay, stop stealing my thunder. Jay, stop stealing my thunder because I'm going there next. Salsa Caballero. Ding, ding, ding. Hit that bell, Glenn. There it is. Buster Posey. That is his problem that he needs to figure out. Because you know what? They have to. You cannot continue to throw out a batter with a 150 batting average here in the middle of May. I'm sorry.
Well, you try to explain that to Robert, though. He says Posey, Melvin are fully aware. If they're fully aware, why are they sitting on their hands, Eric?
It's done now, Robert. So now the decision has to be made, right?
Oh, like I told you, it'll be wait. Give it another month. Give me the All-Star break.
Robert, now the decision has to be made. I think we've seen enough.
Right on, RJ.
Thanks, RJ. Much appreciated.
Well said.
Lamont at least has one. Hey, there is an option out there, by the way, guys. There is an option. But not yet. Not yet.
Do you
swings and he crushes it right field? De La Cruz gives that a glance, tracking it back toward the fence. That is gone. Bryce Eldridge has given the Flying Squirrels the lead with a 3-run homer in the 8th inning.
Geez, he doesn't run very fast.
There you go.
He's got no speed. He wasn't running very fast, Eric. He wasn't running very fast. He can't run.
There you go. Come on.
But
that's going to be the answer. Unfortunately, that's going to be the answer, but it's a ways off. But again, a 3-run home run today for young Bryce Eldridge. I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing him in AAA here sometime in the next month or two. But I'm telling you, man. Oh, and there we go. We got Robert. We got Robert the Great of the Sacramento. We got a Robert Roth. we got our Robert softball games. He loves his A's, man. There's nothing wrong with that, man. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, Eldridge isn't ready to come up yet. Honestly, he's not. But that's going to be the long-term solution in the next year, right? Something like that. What's up, Chardall? That is going to be the long-term issue. But the organization needs to figure it out, because I'm tired of seeing a 150 first baseman. I'm done. I've had enough.
Yep.
I've had enough.
Yeah.
NorCal 2 years? Okay, that's possible. That's possible. But man, this is just, there's got to be a solution. And so far, only Robert Rothberg has come to defense of Lamont Wade. I'm not seeing anybody talking about defending Wade. No, Robert, you know who I think it's going to be? I'll tell you who it's going to be.
You think it's going to be Gerard?
Maybe. Hold on. Let's see. Let's bring up game day. What do we got here? Let's bring up the River Cats. Let's see. What is the River Cats doing?
Let's take a road trip.
Encarnacion, 2 for 3 with 1 RBI. So I'm guessing the solution for our woes is this man.
Encarnacion, 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 Encarnacion.
There you go. Look, is he gonna be the freaking answer, the end all to be all? No, but he sure as hell will probably bat better than 150. So it's probably going to be Gerard Encarnacion. I probably got to update that video a little bit. Instead of saying the DH, he's probably going to be the first baseman, because that's what he's playing in Sacramento right now. They got him playing at first base. So I got to maybe that's what's the solution is going to be. But it's going to be a couple of weeks before. I don't think he could come off the IL until. I'm surprised that as soon as he's eligible to come off the IL, he's right up with the club.
And I think he feels picked on, or you're picking on the Giants, Eric. Robert said, all you do is pick. Are you stating the Wade's the only one like? No, the entire lineup.
No, because there is somebody else who is lacking some offense.
Jesus.
And you know what? I'm gonna tell you, he's not on the same level of Wade, but he's not far behind Patrick Bailey. Again, man. There
Eddie
you go. There's Eddie.
Bailey.
Okay.
Like I've said before, he ain't doing nothing. He ain't doing nothing like the vets behind the plate. Why we keeping him around, he's asking. All he has is the lucky-ass cute little framing. Oh, adorable. And you know what? He's not far off, Eric. I've said it all along, but nobody listens to me. They're all about the framing, and it doesn't matter if he can hit. He can hit 0-0-0 for all we care. Well, Eric, what you see is what you get, man.
Yeah, I mean, he's what is he batting today? I think he's batting right around 180. He's not far behind. And I know, guys, I get it. He catches a great game. I get it. I understand it. Yes.
Yeah, what expense?
Yes. That's what we're doing. 100%. That's what we're doing. What's up, Moji?
That's God, everybody's coming in agreeing with my thoughts tonight, Eric. I've been telling everybody you're gonna rely on a Mexican League player all of a sudden. He's the Hall of Fame guy we've been looking for. Where'd we get him? Everybody else cut him, and we got him in the Mexican League.
I know. But you know what? That Mexican League player will probably be playing better than Wade.
Well, that's true.
But that's not saying much.
It's not saying anything, really.
If the game tomorrow is as fast, we could have a 2 Giants and 1 Warrior loss in 24 hours. Says Stank. What's up, Stank? Great name, by the way. Haven't seen you in the chat before, but welcome, Stink. But yeah, you're right, Senior. That's where we're going, man. That's where we're going.
I told you, it's nobody fucking.
That's where we're going.
Nobody listens to me.
That's where we're going. That's what we're gonna have to rely on. It sucks, man. I don't know what is going on with Lamont Wade. I know Ibrahim. He brought up an interesting tweet to me yesterday. They were really getting into the science of his swing and how he's swinging. Supposedly, he's changed his swing, and obviously, it isn't working. It isn't working.
All right, Robert. So we'll lose every game the rest of the year, 1-0. We'll call it a day. Why do we shorten our shows? We'll lose 1-0. I know he's a great defensive catcher,
yes,
but there are a lot of good defensive catchers out there, Eric, that you can hang your hat on who can actually hit the round ball. See ball, hit ball, Eric.
Listen.
Ugh.
I understand the defense first. That's fine, and I get it. But you know what? When you say that, you're not talking about a 180 hitter. You're talking more about if he's a good glove, he's probably going to bat you around 220, right? Somewhere around 220, 230. And that's not good, right? We can all agree 220 and 230 in baseball is not good. But if the guy has a good glove, you could work with that. 180, man.
So what you're saying is you're batting 180. People are just making excuses, Eric.
Yes. Now we're starting to make. Now we're getting to that. We're getting to that excuse land because again, we're here on May 10th, guys. How many more games? He has over 100 at bats, and he has no home runs. Jay, exactly. Yeah. He has not one home run,
and he's using the goddamn torpedo bat, Eric.
Yeah, I saw him using it today.
I think he's the only guy who can't hit with that thing.
And what did he do today?
I noticed in my fantasy league, all my torpedo, I loaded up on torpedo back guys, and they're raking, man. See Ellie De La Cruz with a grand slam today.
It wasn't just Ellie, man. The entire Cincinnati Reds were freaking lighting up. Who was it that was pitching for Houston? They scored 10 runs in the first inning.
Well, you think that was big? Wait till you take a look at the scoreboard and see what the San Diego Padres did today in the first 3 innings.
Yeah,
4 innings.
It's a talk about a bloodbath. I thought it was a bloodbath last night when it was 10-1. But yeah. Jay, 180 with 10 home runs for the season might be there you go. Yeah, there you go. And that's what I'm talking about, Jay. To be honest with you, 180 with 10 home runs, I'm still a little bit but I get it. People could accept that because you're showing some pop. But he's not even doing that. Dude, it's so frustrating. I don't like what is going on at the bottom of that lineup.
Robert makes a great point. You know what? He says, what about the popular Kirk Casale? The pitchers loved him. You know the problem, Eric? Since Buster Posey, there has been no catcher.
Huff has a better bat than freaking Bailey right now.
That's true.
Right? Put Huff out there more often, man.
But if this is you know what? If Bailey is the direction the team is going to go, then be prepared to suffer the pains of what they're doing.
And to be honest with you, I would kind of be okay with it again if he's batting 220, but I cannot. It's hard for me to stomach. And look, hey, I said give him a month, give him a few at bats, let's see where he goes. But now we're over 100 at bats. That is telling when you're at over 100 at bats and you're still batting below 200. There's a problem there, guys. This isn't the second week of April. We're embarking upon the third week of May.
And Bailey's making a point out there, and I know where he's going with it. Says the lack of power is most. I don't agree. It's not the most distressing. The most distressing thing is he can't hit. That's in a nutshell. You talk about, well, he's not hitting for power, and he's not doing this, he's not doing that. Eric, he can't hit. He can't hit. He can't. Could he hit last year? Minimally.
No, first half, he could kill it. He'll kill it. But this is the first half, and he isn't doing it.
Well, let me ask you something. If he was excelling in the first half last year and tapered off drastically in the second half, what does that mean? What does that mean for this year, Eric? What does that mean come All-Star break for Bailey? Is he going to magically turn it around, or can this only get worse? It can't get much worse, to be honest with you.
So far, he's hit how many doubles here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's got 6 doubles, 1 triple. The rest are singles. Here, I'll show you. Hold on.
Peas in a pod. There you go. Nice.
There you go. This is it. His average, 183 with 104 at-bats. On base, 221. Slugging, 260. OPS, 481. Look at this. Look how far off it is from where he's at. Something is terribly wrong.
Maybe he put his career in a corner. Remember the off season?
I don't know.
Well, remember what Mike Krukow said? He goes, he called him out. He said he doesn't work hard. The game's over. He packs up the bag. He's out. First one out of he gone home, watch TV.
We just don't know what he's doing right now because no one's going to come out and say anything. The only people, if Krukow decides to come out and say something, hey, that's on him because he knows what's going on with the team. Jay, exactly. No more excuses of the small sample size. Yeah, exactly. I'm getting tired of it. I did Yeoman's work in defending both Bailey and Wade and said, let's wait to see what they do. Give them their time.
You did.
Right?
You're fair.
But I'm not going to be totally oblivious to the fact that you can't. There's got to be a time to whether you got to shit or get off the pot, my friend. Right?
I cannot believe this. Robert, do you see what Robert's saying now? Maybe Robert's coming to the dark side, Eric. Are you accepting 220 averages?
Right now, that's where we're at. Yes, Robert. 20 if he showed some pop, of course. I mean,
Eric and Eric and chat. What does that tell you? If we're accepting 220 averages, what does that mean? The team doesn't hit, Eric. The team can't hit. We stink. Where are we in Major League Baseball or even the National League when it comes to hitting, Eric? We gotta be lower Pac-Man.
Yeah.
Pac-Man.
Yeah. It's the problem is because we got 2 guys who are absolute zeros at the plate right now. And on top of that, you got guys who aren't exactly firing on all cylinders. Yes, Yastrzemski starting to fade a little bit.
Oh, I said that in the show last night. You know, he's coming back down to earth. Everybody was down. Even you, Eric. You were pumping him up.
Yeah, I mean, come on. He was doing well.
300-plus hitter.
I'm not going to shit on a guy who's batting 280, but now he's at 260 something. It's starting to come down. Yep. So you got Adames, or not Adames, you got Yastrzemski kind of fading. Adames was looking good last couple of games, fading.
Oh, Jesus.
Jesus. Chapman, fading. Flores, kind of just there. Ramos is doing well. He's kind of on the upside. He's batting up to 268 now. And then who else? Wait, who's on after that? And then Wade. Well, we know Wade. We know Bailey and Koss. Unfortunately, look, the Giants are hurting for Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald needs to come back, right? I mean, he's a dynamic player. He's a dynamic player.
Yeah. But again, one guy can't lead this team. Not one guy can't lead this team when it's this abysmal.
This is the problem, right?
No depth.
The problem is you got 2 zeros for bats, and then you got the rest of the lineup minus Jung-Hoo Lee, who's now coming back down to earth. Where is he? He's batting 287 now. Remember, I'm
not getting caught up in the whole waiting for Fitzgerald. I remember watching you and Dan do your show over in NorCal last year, and everybody but me, all they did was say things will turn around. We're getting Lamont Wheat back in a month. We're getting Lamont. Everybody's always thinking the guy on the shelf is the guy who's going to come back and be so good and lead the team. Fitzgerald isn't that dynamic a player, Eric, that he's going to lead you to the promised land. The one-man bat that's going to, because there's just too much missing.
There is.
You can bring in Barry Bonds again. You can bring in Aaron Judge, bring in any supers, bring in Shohei. And there's still not going to be a collective unit that can hit, Eric. One man show can't win.
Yeah, I agree. And that's the problem. When you got guys like Flores, and I talked about this at the top of the show, and you got Flores and Lee who were carrying the team, and now they're not so much, but the other guys are not picking them up. And that's a problem. There's a little bit of inconsistency. And look, the Giants have
inconsistency.
I'm falling, and I can't get up.
The Giants have a good record right now, right? But here's the problem. A lot of that they've capitalized. Look, and here's the thing. You can't go through 162 games and continually to, capitalize on big moments. Big moments don't always happen in a baseball game. There's times where you just got to go out there and just win games, right? For example, remember all those walk-off games, right, Glenn? Had all those walk-off games in Oracle Park, which is fantastic. They're exciting, but you only could do that so many times. There's got to be times where you're out there and you just from start to finish, you're winning the game. You're showing some consistency. Right now, the Giants are on the roller coaster. There's no consistency right now. To be honest with you, you know what I would rather hate? And it sounds weird. I almost would rather see them be almost like a 500 team playing consistent baseball. Because eventually, there's going to be times where you're going to be able to pull a rabbit out of your hat, so to speak. But I want consistent baseball. And right now, it doesn't seem like the Giants are consistent.
Eric, you and I were doing this show in the offseason. Everybody was here collectively in the chat. We were all a big cohesive waiting for the season to get underway, and we had hopes. And what was the word we always used, Eric? We said hope. Well, we hope. We hope. That's what I seem to be doing every day when I turn on the TV. I hope we win. I hope we can actually hit. I hope we get good pitching. I hope we don't get picked off at third base in the dying moments of a game. I hope.
That was rough, guys. Come on.
I hope I can get back to the U.S. and watch some games.
Good luck. Good.
Honest to God. Maybe I'll just stick around here for the summer.
Good Lord. But
oh, nice. Thanks, Eric. Thanks, Eric.
Getting bastard. That pickoff at third base was just that.
I know, and I'm one of the few. I'll take it from the other. I think that was a beautiful play.
It was a beautiful play by the Twins. Caught him off guard, man. That's what happens when if you're falling asleep on the base pass. That's what's going to happen, man. Oh, again, would they have won the game? I don't know, but you know what? They had a very good chance of tying it up at that point. And then
there's more.
Top of the ninth, Koss lays down a beautiful bunt. He's at first base, nobody out. And then what happens? You hit a comebacker, double play, wipes out the momentum.
Yeah, one they didn't throw into center field. See what I'm telling you, Eric? You're going to win some with luck. You're going to get lucky. And I'm going back to a game 2 weeks ago where, the inning lit up. The pitcher gets the ground ball. He throws it to his center fielder. The Giants score some runs. They win. Dude, they've gotten lucky. And I got to go back, got to make a short, and I'll bring it up later this month on the show because I said by the end of this month, during this month, this is going to be a 500 team this month, Eric. We're on our way.
We'll see.
We're on our way.
We'll see.
And everybody's, oh, you didn't say that. Well, I'll show you I said that.
I'll tell you what, though.
Be a 500 team.
And here's the thing, though, because look how well they played against the Cubs. They went out.
They're not even playing like a 500 team's the problem, Eric.
Yeah, these last two games have been atrocious, man. Atrocious. But
didn't everybody say, I mentioned it on the show last night, everybody said that this is a team, once we got rolling, of course, right? And once we started, look at this team. This is a team that can win the division, Eric. We're playing 500 baseball in our division this year. What's that? What was that? 500 baseball? Yep. They're playing 500 within the division.
Yeah, but they didn't play the division too many times.
They're 3-3.
Yeah, that's 3 against. They only played 3 against. What is it? No, 4 against Colorado and 2 against what do you call it? San Diego. So it's a little bit too small of a sample just for their own division.
So they played. Listen, don't.
Hey,
don't be making excuses. They played 4 against Colorado and 2 against San Diego. They couldn't even get a split. They should be 5-1. 4-2, not 3-3 in their own division so far. Because you've already used up 4 against Colorado. What happens when we get into the meat and the bones? We play Arizona and San Diego and LA, Eric. We're in trouble, dude.
Tough. It's going to be tough. There's no doubt about it. Hey, it's
especially the way the Padres are hitting and pitching. They are they're well-oiled, loaded machine. A tremendous machine.
Now, you got to remember, as far as today's game, look where they're playing.
Where do the Dodgers get some pitching?
Yeah, we'll see. Pitching. Holy crap, dude.
They'll go out and make a deal.
Yeah, they might. They might.
If they had a first baseman
Wouldn't be
batting,
surprised.
if they had a first baseman, Eric, batting 180, I'll tell you what, he wouldn't be there. He wouldn't be there long. They'd be out, they'd be replacing him.
Yeah. Let's see something. Ooh, a lot of big scores today.
And then everybody was making excuses a few weeks ago. Padres got a rise, Eric. And they got him on the cheap. They got him on the trade early last season. Remember when we were late April, early May? It was early in the season. They went out and got a rise. And then there were people in the chat saying, well, yeah, but he doesn't hit the long ball. Eric, he's a pro hitter, and he won a batting title. The guy is a professional hitter.
Yes, no doubt about it. Yes.
Not the greatest on field, but you know what? When you're batting 400, Eric, you're driving runs in, nobody cares about, oh, remember he made that error Tuesday? Nobody's talking about it then.
Yeah.
Nobody's talking about it.
Oh, I know.
And we can't do the opposite. We can't say, oh, he's not hitting, but Eric, that was a tremendous play at first base, saved the runs today. No, he's not doing anything great defensively. And don't make excuses. He's a great first baseman. He's not a great first baseman. He's not. He's not. He's got no business being here, Eric. Wouldn't have signed him. Wouldn't have upped him for this year.
But I'll tell you what, as far as the signing, because Wade again has a back of a baseball card. What has happened? We don't know. Maybe that answer will come when some decisions are made. But right now, it's time.
Well, he sure ain't playing like a guy who needs a contract next year.
Yeah, well, there you go. And he's in a contract here. Ibrahim makes a great point. What's up, buddy? Giants had the best record against above 500 teams and all, but it doesn't matter. If you can't score, it doesn't matter how good your rotation or pin is. I don't care where they get it from. Yeah, they do.
I've said that all. I've been saying that for a year. I've been saying it for a year, Eric.
They need to make a move. There's no doubt.
And I agree with you to a degree. I agree. You need pitching and defense, Eric, but pitching and defense will only take you so far if you're not scoring any runs. And I was all too involved last year going to the ballpark and then going home. I've talked about it with you. I've talked about it with Lou, especially when I leave the ballpark and I get to the front corner of the ballpark. Everybody's just shaking their head saying, another 3-hit day. Dude, this was today's game. A lot of similarity to games I saw last year at Oracle Park. Sunday afternoon, we were out hit 7-3. We were out hit 7-2, 9-2. You can't win games you're getting 2 and 3 hits, Eric.
Yeah, I know.
You can't win games when you're coming up in the ninth.
You gotta
trying to win the game every night.
You have to at least put up 3 runs. You have to. At the minimum, you have to put up 3 runs. Putting up 1 run a game isn't getting it done. It just isn't. You know what? You said something earlier, Eric. It really is a true tale, isn't it? When you said our backup catcher's the better hitter, and when we got guys like Koss laying out a beautiful punt, he's a leading offensive vote getter. God, Eric, where? Koss has a better average than Bailey right now. Granted, small sample size.
And until I see something miraculous from Adames, everybody's saying, the average is going up. Yeah, it goes up, goes back down. Go up, back down. It's like a heart monitor, which I'm going to need real soon because it's killing me, Eric. Whoop, 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 whoop. Ups and downs, man. And then, dude, his glove has been weak, in my opinion. He's made some good moves, but if you're going to be considered this, if you're going to be the highest paid player, Eric, can't be booting the ball around like he's been doing.
Yeah. Last few games he's been better.
Screw the purple glove, get a glove, make the plays.
Let's see. Orange
Man. I can't blame it on one player either, Eric. You know what? It's just damn frustrating when you tune into a ball game, you watch that crap today, and you go, as that game progressed, I kept thinking and hoping maybe next inning is when we break out. And as the game went on, you're thinking, we're running out of time, Eric.
Yeah, but the one thing I've noticed with this team is they don't give up. But these last 2 games, I wouldn't say they've given up, but they look pretty damn lost. Orange Man, what's up, Caesar? Says, we win tomorrow. We have a successful road trip, 3-3. That is true. If they win tomorrow, a 500 road trip is decent. everyone relax. We need a first baseman, yes, and Bailey needs to start hitting. Well, here's the problem, Caesar. I get what you're saying, but how much longer do you go, my friend? I don't know. Granted, they're not going to move off Bailey, but my gosh, man, we're talking about May 10th here. He's got over 100 at bats. Again, same thing with Wade. Something has to give, my friend. It has to. Yeah. Even if you stick with Bailey, which I'm pretty sure they do, then you got to make that move at first base. You can't be afraid to make a move, and that's exactly what Ibrahim is saying. With this hot start, curious to see if Posey gets bold. This start has almost ensured that they'll be in the mix come deadline time. Talking about the trade deadline, yeah.
Oh, so, I think they're going to be sellers, Eric.
And then, honestly, what you may want to do, depending on what's going on here, you might want to make a deal before the trade deadline. If you don't want to compete with all the other clubs and you see a problem already and it needs to be – if you have identified a problem already now here in May, the middle of May, then don't wait until the end of freaking July, the beginning of August to make that move. Go get it done now. Granted, depends on the clubs that you're working with. But if you could get a deal done before that, man, I'd be all for that. Go for it, man.
Well, I'm going to be Mr. Negative again, Eric. There's too many. The reason I think this team is going to be a seller, and I think we're going to fall back to earth. It's going to be a 500 team. We're going to move down. And you know what's happening, Eric? You're going to put yourself in a situation we got to be a seller. Because there are too many. There are too many. You know what? You can patch the bicycle tire all you want. Eventually, you just got to clean house, put a new tire on the thing. You can't keep patching. Well, we'll get a better hitting first baseman. Well, that's great. And then your shortstop is batting 240, and your cleanup hitter Chapman. You rely on him. Chapman should be. He was the guy who, when you sign a guy like him, he should be your guy who's hitting, driving in runs. We don't have enough depth. So if you're talking about adding depth and adding pieces and trying to get us to the promised land, where do you start? You start with Wade. Where do you go from there? There are a lot of holes to patch.
I tell you what, they're not going to sell. The Giants never sell, but they also never buy much either. So I think that is just the modus operendi for the San Francisco
What do we get
Giants.
for Snell? Jesus. Here, you know what? A great talking point. This is something you can get in on, Eric. Let me find it. I should have started as you taught me to do. There it is. Can you at least mention the players you feel are capable of hitting? And I'm having a hard time looking at the roster, Eric, thinking, Jung-Hoo Lee, he's proven it. Maybe he's in a bit of a sophomore jinx right now, and it's only a week or something, right, Eric? I'm not going to poo-poo on Jung-Hoo. How do you like that? Poo-poo on Jung-Hoo.
There you go.
But who are the players who feel are capable of hitting? I don't have a lot of confidence, Eric.
I got a couple of guys. Jung-Hoo Lee.
Ramos.
Elliot Ramos.
Okay.
I think Adames is going to start hitting more. I think he is. We'll see.
When?
I don't know. I don't know.
He's going to start in the offseason?
We'll see. Let's see what happens. Because he's shown signs. He looked bad in the series so far. But before that, his bat was showing up here in the last 2.
I just don't like his bat. I don't think he for what we paid for that guy.
Chapman, on the other hand, now that's the guy that I'm a little bit concerned with.
Chapman. You know what Chapman needs? Chapman needs to put the ball, like in the underground hitting tunnel, you got to put the ball. The only way he can hit them will put the ball in the little tee.
Oh my God! Oh my! He didn't even hit the ball. He hit the tee. He went out. Oh my God!
More swagger, more power, more everything right then. The fans were going wild. You get overtaken by that one kid. He didn't even hit the tee. But you hear the crowd. They loved him. He put on a show. He put on a clinic.
Yep.
Matt Chapman does not put on a clinic.
Yeah, and let's see, in his last 3 games, the last game in Chicago and these 2 games in Minnesota, let's see. He had 1 hit in these last 3 games. 1 hit and 5 strikeouts in 3 games.
So how do you explain that, Robert?
And again, that's as short. We're just talking about the last 3 games, and that's
the
the problem.
Driving in the runs.
This is the problem with Chapman. He's notoriously a streaky hitter, but that sucks because if you streak at the wrong time, guess what? You go onto a losing streak. That's what sucks.
Somebody asking about Wilmer, same thing. Yeah, Wilmer's a streaky hitter too,
Yeah,
but he's clutch. And that's why I think
clutch.
Wilmer Flores, that's why I think they're going to trade pieces in the
they may
deadline.
trade him.
And I think he would be in it. I said it on the show last night, Eric. The Yankees, the Dodgers, I think there'd be 5 teams that would be him off our bench in a playoff, not just a playoff push, a playoff season. He'd be the key piece for them.
And I tell you what, man,
Bench player galore.
And that's the thing. I think that's what the Giants should be doing. I don't know if you should be throwing them out there every single day. If you want to throw them out there 4 days a week, okay, I'm okay with that. But then get Matos in there because Matos needs a bat in his hand. And then you could save Flores for when you get that clutch time when there's someone on base and you need to get that run in. You call on freaking Flores. That's what sucks. You know what I'm saying? Because if you got him in the lineup, you got to wait until his turn in the lineup comes. If you got him on the bench and you got a situation late in the game, say there's a guy at second or third, and you need to get that hit, guess what? More times than not, Wilmer is going to come through. Do you see what I'm saying? So
I see what you're saying. Fair enough. Fair point. But how can you say that with a straight face, Eric, when he's your best hitter or he's your top 10 percentile of your hitters? You gotta, if you take him out, the problem is you put Matos in, you don't know what you're getting. He hasn't been able to get
that's the problem.
Give him the at-bats, but maybe he should be getting the at-bats at somebody else's expense than your best hitter.
Well, the problem is there's nowhere else to put him.
So in other words, it's a steamy it's a mess, Eric.
It's a little bit of a mess. It was.
Here we are talking about taking our best hitter out of the lineup.
I'm not going to say he's the best hitter. He's not the best.
He's the top of the who home runs and RBIs, dude. Nobody's touched him. Okay, take his RBIs and his home runs out of this roster this year, and what do we got?
Where's he sitting at RBIs right now? Here, hold on. Let me see. Let's take a look. Let's look at the.
You got the computer set up in master control room there, so I can't get.
Give me a minute. Let me see where he's at right now. Oh, you know what? Oh yeah, he didn't do nothing today, so it should be fine. Where are we at here? Oh my gosh, where do I want to go with this? I know what to do.
Okay, you work on that. Let me do this, Eric.
Giant Sports Talk Live and the NorCal Sports Network have teamed up to give back to the community. We ask for your support as we aid in Haley Busby's fight for life in her battle with liver cancer. To take part in this fundraiser, you can purchase an entry for just $20, and the winner receives 4 front row dugout seats at Oracle Park for your choice of an August 8th game versus the Washington Nationals or the August 29th game when the Giants host the Baltimore Orioles. The winner will also get an on-field experience on game day and attend batting practice. So secure your entry now as eligibility is limited. Draw date to be determined. The Busby family, Giant Sports Talk Live, and the NorCal Sports Network thank you for your participation and contribution to this worthwhile event, covering the San Francisco Giants and giving back to those in need in 2025. Giant Sports Talk Live and the NorCal Sports Network.
There you go.
Nice. Did you get any squares yesterday by chance? No?
We didn't get anybody biting on squares last night, and I don't think Dan even did a show last night. So we're going to really push him after we have our interview tomorrow night on Hot Corner.
Yeah, there you go. Guys,
we'll tag team those viewers.
If you guys have any extra money hanging around and you guys want to donate $20, again, it's going to a great cause. And then you have a chance to go to a Giants game with some pretty cool tickets. So
next week, Lumpy's buying another one. So he's excited about this.
All right, fair enough. Where is he at? Where's he from?
He is from Nunavut territory up near the North Pole.
So if he wins, what's he going to do with them? Is he going to fly to California?
He said we'll auction them off and we'll make extra money.
All right, fair enough then. Cool.
He says, Glenn, he said, what did he say? He said, Glenn, you and Bernice take your friends and go. Okay.
Oh, well, there you go.
There's a reason I've sold like 8 squares, Eric.
There you go.
The guys who can't go. No, I said it on the show, Eric. To me, it's more about. I don't even. You know what? I've entered raffles before and draws. And you think it's raffle day, and I got my tickets, hoping to win. A stuffed bear to give Bernice. We're dating. I want to give. I was close. I don't care if I win this, Eric. I just want to see the squares filled up and make money.
Yeah.
Give it to those in need, right? And that's a worthwhile cause.
I hear you. 100%. I agree. So again,
It
guys,
far outweighs the prize to me.
100%. All right, let's take a look at these numbers.
Okay.
Here it is. RBIs, yes, he leads 33. Matt Chapman, 24. Jung-Hoo Lee, 23. Talking about RBIs.
Yeah,
Home
so
runs.
to me, that's not even close, Eric. Not even close.
Home runs, it's Chapman leading with 8, then Flores, then Yastrzemski. OPS plus. Yaz, Lee, Chapman, Fitzgerald, Elliot Ramos are all, quote-unquote, better hitters if you're taking in because again, it takes in both slugging and OPS. Or I'm sorry. OPS takes in it's OPS with the ballpark. What do you call it? They take in consideration the ballpark. So if 100 is average, so all these guys, VR, Flores, Ramos, Fitzgerald, Chapman, Lee, and Yastrzemski are all above average, with Yastrzemski being the best. If you want to just do straight OPS, Yaz, Lee, Chapman, Fitzgerald, Ramos, and then Flores. Because the problem is, and here we could talk about this, doubles, Jung-Hoo Lee, Elliot Ramos, Mike Yastrzemski, Willie Adames. Even Lamont Wade has more doubles. Patrick Bailey, Chapman, Fitzgerald. See, Wilmer only has 2 doubles. The only thing he's getting a lot of is home runs, and he comes into the clutch. That's why I want him on the bench, because he sniffs out those RBIs, right? He sniffs them out. If you're in a situation in the game, say you're in the 7th inning or later, you got a guy on second base less than 1 or less than 2 outs, or hell, even if you have 2 outs, the guy is going to come through. He always seems to get a hit when it matters the most. That's why I want to put him where he will succeed the most. You get where I'm saying? And
I just think his bat's too valuable, Eric.
But the problem is,
you can break down the stats, and I think they're worthwhile stats to have him in the lineup. But if you say, well, 102, and look at 2021, we went to the postseason with that dynamic 106 win team, Eric.
7, yeah.
Who beat us out of the playoffs? Who's bat? The worst hitter on the Dodgers beat us out.
Lucky.
Nobody likes the word, but we mentioned the Dodgers. We mentioned the LA Dodgers.
I was waiting for that one, dude. I was waiting. I had to use your own. On that one, man.
Hey,
man, that was good, huh?
Yeah.
Oh,
you want to look up in the dictionary and see what a professional hitter is? I just opened up the dictionary and it says Wilmer Flores. There you go.
Oh my God.
And two guys, Eric. I'll one up you. What? 2 guys trying to doing everything above and beyond this year to lead their team to victory. And it's just not enough. God, the frustration. Those 2 are talking about, hey, Wilmer, you fucking frustrated to be here? Oh, geez. I do my best, but we lose too many games. And then look at the pitcher. Look at Webb. You telling me about that you can't hit and win some games? That's their discussion right there. Look at Webb. He's like, Webb is the epitome of what the hell do I got to do? Isn't he, Eric?
Oh,
poor
man.
Guy. When that game started out, by the 2nd and 3rd inning of that game today, I had a deep, dark feeling. I said I kept waiting. Maybe next inning. But poor Webb's there. Like, can you guys? I'm sure if he had a loose fuse like me, I'm surprised he's in the dressing room. Will somebody get a goddamn hit for me? Will somebody win a game? Will somebody win a game when I'm pitching? Holy crap. They do more for guys like Hicks and Roop. That poor guy pitches his ass off, Eric. And what does he get to show? And to be honest with you, as much as I'm embarrassed to say it, Verlander as well. Boy, that guy's bent over backwards for this club. And it ain't his pitching. It's the Robert, you listen, it's the lineup.
Lineup's tough, man.
I just call it it's not dynamic enough to compete.
Yeah, they have their moments, right? And that's about where we can say right now they have their moments.
Yeah, but even the Colorado Rockies have their moments, Eric.
Not too many, dude.
You can have your moments, but if you're just not a good hitting lineup, if you don't have a good hitting lineup, you can't sustain winning
if you're not scoring enough runs. Got it. I hear you, dude.
It's so frustrating, Eric.
I hear you. All right, I tell you what. Yesterday went to the A's and Yankees game. Fantastic.
All right, hear me up.
Dude,
Talk about
it was so much. I'll tell you what. One thing I love about the Sutter Health Park, it's intimate. It's if you want to just go watch baseball and not worry about the stadium or right. If you just want to watch solely, and then look, I'm not saying people go to Oracle Park and not watch baseball. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is if you just want to go watch some just baseball without the frills of a breed. And I've been saying this to a lot of people. If you don't, if the 3-decker cathedral of a ballpark, isn't quite your thing because it can maybe take away from whatever it may be, go watch a game in Sutter Health Park. I'll tell you what, it's awesome, dude, because it just feels more intimate and it's a great time. I love it. It just feels like you're just there for baseball. You're not there for the experience of the ballpark. Right. That's my take on the ballpark. One thing I can't stand about that ballpark. They absolutely blast in the sound, and it is Glenn. I'm not lying, dude. Me and Ibrahim are sitting right next to each other, and I'm yelling at him. To try to talk because it's just boom, 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 boom. Oh, dude, I was just like, what the freak is going on? And it was right behind us. We were only 22 rows behind the A's dugout, and it was just blaring. I was like, my God, just stop with this freaking nonsense. Oh, but as far as like I said, the baseball and the game was just the Yankees came out swinging. Judge missed 2 of them barely. One of them was a double off the top of the wall. The other one was caught at the warning track, and then
back to the video,
and then. Jason Dominguez, his first at bat strikes out. Next at bat, boom, home run to right field. Next at bat, boom, home run to left center. That one was a shot, 430 feet. And then his last at bat, bases juiced, boom, to right field. But you know what? And the funny thing is, when you heard it get off the bat, it was hardly no sound. It didn't sound like an explosion coming off the bat, so to speak. A matter of fact, we were looking at his exit velos. He's not using the torpedo either. I don't think so. No.
Nope. He's not.
His second home run had the highest exit velo, almost 112. And then his first one was like 100. His last one was only 98 miles per hour off his bat. That's it. But he had like a 29%. Angle or something. But that soon as the ball came out the bat, I told Ibrahim, I was like, that thing's gone. And it just went. The hardest hit ball of the night was Lawrence Butler. He was hitting the ball hard all night. His first 2 at bats, I can't remember what it did on his first, but his next 2 at bats, line shots to the center fielder. Frozen ropes. His last one, dude, 113 off the bat, and it echoed. Boom! You heard that crack. Yeah. Hit about maybe 3 feet off the top of the right field wall. He wound up getting a double out of it. But yeah, dude, that ballpark is just, and when you go to it, it doesn't feel like it's a big ballpark. It's 403 out to center field, but man, dude.
That's probably just the intimacy.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's probably what it was. When you're in those big, giant freaking stadiums, you just get that sense of hugeness, I guess. But man, dude, it was awesome watching a game. And dude, Yankees fans took over. It was about 80% Yankees fans. 80. Yeah. It was incredible. Good stuff, man.
Yeah. Well, DJ Umami keeps the music at you can go to the I'll give him credit for that. Go to Oracle Park, Eric.
Mm-hmm.
It's doable. You can talk to Eric between innings.
It's not loud at all.
I was talking to people. Bernice and I were chatting, and it comfortable, audible decibels. But you're saying it was a little overdone, eh? A little overbaked.
Hey, Senior, was it the same for you when you go to the games? Is the sound absolutely ridiculous? Ibrahim was there with me, and we both agreed this is just nuts. I mean, it was really freaking loud, man. Holy crap. And the seats were perfect. We're in the shade the whole time. It was a 7:05 start, so it wasn't too bad on either side. People in the grass, man, they had the face full of sun. And it was like 94 out there yesterday. Today it was warm. But, yeah, it was a fun experience, man. I really enjoyed going to watch a baseball game over there.
Awesome. Do it again. Do it again. I like doing the show last night. I had a couple of people come up. Oh, my God. Well, Eric, got to tell you, did you catch any of my show last night?
Just brief parts when Ibrahim was showing what you were doing. We saw Dallas.
Yeah. Dallas did a great guest.
Dallas is awesome, dude. Dallas is
Had
awesome.
a great conversation with him. We had our things we like, things we don't like, disagreement, but yeah, great guest. He'd be great co-host for that one night. Last night, Eric, it was iconic Chardal.
Oh, you had a Chardal. All right.
Well, Dallas had problems with his microphone mid show, and I had poor Chardal sitting in the my guest was on such a roll, guys. I didn't want to cut him short, so we were going and going. I said, Chardal, I'll get to you. And I thought, I said, you bounce out, get your microphone fixed up. I'll go to Chardal, cover you for a few minutes. Oh, he was. First of all, he called me. He was a big fan of NorCal sports. I said, "You're off to the wrong. It's the wrong. What? I mean, I'm a big fan of Giant Sports Talk Live." I said, all right. Then I said, when you come on, you ever been on the radio shows here? And I know you have, from Beale Air Force Base. Correct me if I'm wrong. There you go. You ever have those callers? You go, when you call in the radio show, you have to turn your background music or the radio off. He didn't do that. And I kept I'm trying to drown out listening to Dan while I'm talking to Chardal. I swear to God, I think he was on the wrong show.
Nice.
Then Chardal being Chardal. He wanted my in-depth look at the playoffs, the Stanley Cup playoffs, and what the Sharks could. I don't know why he bothers asking me. I get 2 words out, and his next question, so I don't know.
Hey, Senior, that was the wrong one. You got to send me the other one. That one was just you saying you think it's gone. Is that
and
the
then
one?
Dallas came back, so that was good. Dallas is like, and I said, Dallas, I'll get back to you in a minute. And he's like, it's okay. I went, no, Dallas got to come back. He's got a hot take. So he was able to get right back to Dallas. Thank you, Dallas. I haven't seen Dallas tonight. Have you? Droopy nuts.
He might be busy, man. Maybe busy.
Bernice gave the award this month, the best name in the chat, to Droopy. She goes, I love that name, Droopy Nuts. There you go. So Droopy, for what it's worth, you got the award for the top name. Isabel was here last night. She had to put up with Chardal for a few minutes, and I heard last night in the show, they broke the news. Chardal saying happy birthday to Isabel earlier in the week.
Yep. How about that?
Awesome. Was it what did the Algerian judge give him? How did he score?
It was bad. It wasn't bad. It was pretty good. He did pretty damn good. Yeah.
Well, dude, it's like a 14 seconds. How badly could he screw that up?
Yeah. Well, hey, we're talking about Chardal.
What do you like to call him? I call him the one and the only. You call him
the man, the myth, the legend.
Yeah. Oh, he's great. But anyway, yeah, so I had some guests on last night. We got through the show, no problem. Hey, let's go to the out-of-town scoreboard and bring up the dots because they're in the 9th inning, Seattle and the Toronto Blue Jays tonight. That'll close out the action around Major League Baseball, Eric.
Let's do that. All right, let me refresh.
Oh, I saw
there you go. Middle of the 8th. Orioles losing to the Angels. What?
I thought that game was over. Oh, beg your pardon. I thought the Blue Jay game was the lone remaining game. But they're in the bottom of the 9th, Eric.
Look at that. And then the Blue Jays are up against the Mariners 6-3. Look at that. Not too bad. What happened in Pittsburgh?
Not much. Braves beat the Pirates 3-2. Don Kelly, a new manager. Same result. He gets ejected in second game as Pirates
Wow, I didn't even know. Wow, I didn't even know they made a move. They fired.
Oh, yeah, I got an email. I got a message the other day from our old pal, Robbie. He told me. He keeps me up to date on those fast-breaking stories there.
Nice. Cardinals beat the Nationals 4-2 in the nation's capital. Look at that. 7 hits.
The A's bounced back today for an 11-7 win over the Yankees. Even though you could at least see the game, Eric. It's a good thing we weren't listening to the game because apparently it was too loud there today. 11-7 the final. Aaron Judge. He went yard. So you missed him going yard. You missed him. You going yard yesterday, and he goes yard today.
Yeah, he had 2 today. He almost had, dude, so close to having 2 last night. On top of, Goldschmidt also had a home run yesterday too. He hit a shot to center field.
Talk to me, Eric. So you're sitting there in a cozy little theater for baseball. You get to see, and I mean, does TV do it justice? He looks so intimidating with a bat. You know, there's certain players over the last 30, 40 years I've watched that.
You talking about Judge?
Yeah. So when he swings the batter, he approaches the plate. You go, oh, this guy.
Oh yeah, man, dude. It's a sight to behold watching him come up to the plate. No doubt about it.
I've never seen him play live.
No. Oh wow, dude. It's something, dude. It is something, man. I mean, the guy just is towering over everybody. It's incredible. It's funny when who was it? Trent Grisham. He popped out or something. He was coming back, and Judge was waiting for him to come back to the dugout because he was on deck circle. And I mean, it's like this, man. It's like Judge is here, and here's Trent Grisham, dude. It was just like, wow, dude.
And I believe the New York Yankees, correct me if I'm wrong, Eric, don't the New York Yankees have a lot of players that he would dwarf, like the first baseman, Ben
Rice?
Yeah, so he's a tiny little guy. There's a lot of smaller. They're set to get DJ LeMahieu back, so I hope that can give me some points. Yeah, what else is going on? Tampa Bay eked out another. Chandler Stevenson got a stolen base, I believe, today, Eric.
Nice. Looks like they pull out a win against the Brewers, too. How about that? 3-2. Travis Jankowski. Wow, he's still around. I didn't even know he was still around. Phillies beat the Guardians 7-1. Woo!
Yeah.
Woo! 13 on the Phillies. Look at that. Oh, I didn't even realize that. Look at that. They're 23-16, both 10-10 away, and then 12-6 at home. Oh,
yeah. Texas beat Detroit 10-3. That game was so inconsequential. They didn't even put anything in the little graphics box, Eric. It's 10-3 final. That's it.
Exactly. Ooh, Red Sox beat up the Royals 10-1. 15 hits. Royals just had nothing today.
How the hell do you score 10 runs in the first inning? Holy, wouldn't that be nice, Eric? 10 runs in the first inning, 13 to, and then they 13-9. I'll give you that.
It was a little bit more close. I know, man.
And the funny thing was, don't let the stats fool you in baseball. Anybody who didn't understand baseball, Eric, if they just looked at a scorecard for certain games, yeah, well, how come they had 14 hits, but they only got 9 runs? And the other team had 12 hits, we got 13 and 10 in one inning. Well, as Eric once told me, that's baseball.
Baseball. Yeah, 100%. That's how it works, man. That's how it works. That's the best answer I could come up with, man.
I've been doing this for 50 years, Eric. I still haven't figured it out. Nobody ever will.
Marlins beat the White Sox. How about 3-1? Not a whole lot of hits. Well, I guess Marlins had a few hits, but White Sox, well, imagine that. Not many hits.
You know the problem with the Marlins, they're 15-23, Eric, but they can't win on the road. They're a pesky little team. They're one of those teams. If you were down the playoff stretch, Eric, they're the kind of team that would scare me.
Mm-hmm.
Teams like the Marlins always seem to, we say play down to the competition. They always seem to play up to their competition. But their problem this year, what's their record on the road? Prove me wrong.
Who's that?
The Marlins.
The White Sox?
You just eked over. So they're 15-23.
Oh,
but look at that. 5-11 away.
Not good. Not good. But you know what? They do got some Stowers. He's been crushing the ball. And guess what? That's the guy we saw. Remember we went to the game last year?
Mm-hmm.
Crushed it.
I'll never forget the home run. He put a dent in the back of the bullpen padding.
Yeah, I know.
Didn't he? It left a thud.
There you go.
Usually when the ball reaches that part of, it kind of tapers. But this ball just
And
We
we
could hear
were,
it.
and we were in the third deck, and we're watching a ball go above us. We're looking up, going,
Yeah.
"Oh my god,
What a
what?"
shot.
Dude,
Yeah, I
it was
think your
clutch.
reaction, you did something like that too. Off this bat, you were just like, oh, what? Oh, you knew
Yeah.
it was out. It was off of the
Oh.
crack of the bat. The Mets and the Cubs are always a good battle.
Look at that. Unfortunately, the Mets couldn't pull it out. I know we got some Mets fans, Mark and Armand. Cubs come out, beat them 6-5. And we know this. Look at even the Twins manager got ejected, but they were winning.
Yeah, the Padres, I don't even know what to say.
Woo-wee.
21-0.
That's a football score. 24 hits.
That game got so out of hand early, Eric. 24
Wow.
hits, 21 runs. The Rockies did nothing. That game got so out of hand, the broadcasting crew, it was hilarious. They were talking about what they like to eat on the road trips, and then they weren't showing the game at one point. It was so
Wow.
lopsided. So the Padres are up, and they're just, here's the 0-2, but it's just them in the booth. They're not even showing the game.
Wow.
And they were taking questions from the fan. How do you call a game? What is your what goes into calling games? The guy, the analyst
Jeez.
and the broadcaster broke it. I use the monitor 15% of the time. The rest, I keep my eyes on the field and I watch the umpires. When the ball's put in play, I watch where the ball went, then immediately go to the umpires for their call or for them to make if there's a close play, I know it's second, I'm going to be right on it. And all they're doing is talking about how they call the game. They're not calling the game because it was like 18-0, Eric. Nobody cared about it. You imagine your team is so good and playing so well and putting so many runs up, everybody's lost interest in the game itself.
That's crazy.
I'm telling you. Not like what happened today in Arizona, though.
Hey, how about that? Corbin Burns came out and had a really good outing.
Shit.
Look at that.
Oh, shit.
Look at that. What's oh shit? Oh, yeah. Oh, shit. Yeah, I guess you're going. We almost went over my head. Again, those 7 scoreless. Good for him. Kept Dodgers scoreless because yesterday there was some dramatics in that game, huh? You got Lourdes Gurriel.
We couldn't do the dots yesterday, but we were keeping inning by inning, and it was just
that's what Ibrahim. We're like, oh yeah, Dodgers are winning. All of a sudden, oh my god, he goes, oh my god, the Diamondbacks tied it up. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, it's 11-11. Gurriel hit a grand slam. Lo and behold, the game wasn't over yet because we were driving home, and I guess that's when Shohei Ohtani decided to hit a 3-run shot of his own. So there you go.
Yeah.
Hey, it's final now in Seattle.
6-3, final score. Let's see if there's anything happened in the 9th inning. I got my stats up here. Cal Raleigh, he lost me a point, so he didn't do anything in the 9th.
All right, looks like the Orioles scored a run. Top of the 9th.
33-18.
Should we watch the dots on that one or say
If you care to, I really don't care to watch that. But
hold on, let me try this. Okay, I think I got a Judge home run. Hold on one second.
Great.
Give me a minute. I might have to convert it. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to convert it. Hold on.
Looking forward to tomorrow night's show, guys. Join us at 8:00 tomorrow night because we got the hot corner. We team up with NorCal Sport. Dan, I always get his name wrong. I got to be careful.
Ooh.
Coach Emilio. Is that it? Coach Emilio? Dan Coach Emilio, Lou Marsden, Eric Romo, and the handsome Glenn will be in with you tomorrow night for the hot corner. And we're going to have a special guest, Eric.
Yes, Glenn Kuiper will be joining our show. So that's going to be freaking awesome.
That'll be awesome.
It's going to be awesome. I really want to, especially after tomorrow's game, I really want to pick his brain as far as what he thinks about the club. Because
it could be ugly.
It may or may not. He's probably not going to be too down on him. That's fine. No worries. Everyone has their own feeling of what they think about the club. And look, he's been covering baseball for many a year. So I'm to say should be a lot of fun. All right, I'm converting it right now, and then hopefully, dude, the sound off of this bat is going to be insane. Senior had some very nice tickets. It looks like he was sitting only about maybe 5 rows back or something like that. It's going to be good stuff. Yeah, about 4 or 5 rows back. Nice.
Hey, Justin, that's exactly the truth. I don't work for the club. I can say whatever the hell I want.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I thought he meant me because I don't think Glenn will. The other Glenn. The real Glenn. He keeps it. Dude.
They keep it even. Yeah. I mean, come on.
He's a trained professional. And we're
I was just going to say, we're not trained professionals. We're just out here just giving our own take on what we think. That's all. Oh, download every day. Getting close. Getting close.
Yeah, you think one Glenn is bad enough. We got 2 tomorrow night. It's going to be a good show. There's no basketball tomorrow, so we'll be on at 8 o'clock. I know we got to kind of sync with Dan because he's big into the basketball. That men's basketball. I can't get into it.
I can't get into any of it. That's just me.
I watched the Indiana Fever game today, man. Caitlin Clark played half a game, and she flirted with a triple-double.
Mm.
And in other words, Eric, that spells trouble for the league.
Nice.
A triple-double would be like the equivalent of, Jung-Hoo Lee went 4 for 5 with 3 home runs, 4 RBIs, scored 5 runs or 4 runs himself. Big numbers. Right. And she did it in half a game, guys. Wow. Oh, it's going to be great. Can't wait. Season starts in another week.
You pay $22 for that on StubHub? Oh my gosh.
Wait a sec. For today's game?
Wow.
No. But the Yankees in town.
Wow.
I was watching ABC the other day, Eric, and they were saying it was the hottest ticket in town.
You know why? Because it was one ticket. That's probably why. Because he said his son went to the fair with his buddies.
Oh.
So, yeah, that's probably why. Because it's hard to sell just one ticket.
Yeah.
Big Bamboo. Yes, we talked about that, my friend.
Yeah, there's a lot of the stuff every night. By the time the show tapers off, we're just a lot of. I know your takes mean
we've already covered it.
We've either covered it or we've covered it for the last how long, Eric? Nothing's changing.
Yeah.
What do they say? Same shit, different day.
Same shit, different day. Yes.
Good. I knew somebody said it.
Still processing. Let's go. Come on. Take it forever here.
So, who do we got on the hill tomorrow, Eric? I believe we got Roop.
Landon Roop. Who's going for Minnesota?
Let me bring that up. See if I can beat the guys to the punch tonight.
What is?
I don't have my new phone with me, so hang on.
It's taking forever. What's going on? Come on.
Tomorrow we have got Landon Roop and Pablo Lopez with a 3-2 record. 2.18 ERA. But the good news is he's a righty. And it's going to be a 90-degree. Oh, Eric.
It's supposed to be warm.
The weather here. Dude, it's going to be 94 in Winnipeg tomorrow. It's going to be 98 degrees. What does it say? Sunday? High of 89 in Minneapolis for the game.
Wow. That's going to be warm.
That's like summer.
The last 2 days, it's been mid-90s, but tomorrow it's only supposed to be like in the low 70s here tomorrow. It's going to be beautiful.
Hard to believe I'm going to be like double, add 20 degrees. And look where I'm at.
I know. That's nuts. All right. Take a listen to this. This is crazy.
Warming, man. So,
oh, what'd you say? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh, no, I was just saying. So I was just going to lead up to that. I was just like, Pablo Lopez and Landon Roop tomorrow. And don't forget, Eric,
it's going to be a tough one.
Because it's in Minneapolis, you're going to have to get up early for that game. I believe the game starts your time, the Bay Area.
Like 10 or something, right?
11.
Or 11 now, 1 o'clock start.
11:10. 11:10. They got it back. There, let me just double check. It says it gets 11:10 a.m. There you go.
There you go.
That's a morning game because that's what I call the Midwest, right?
Yeah.
It's only a 2-hour difference, but afternoon game, early morning. So there you go.
All right, here we go. Check out. Here we go. Judge home run earlier today.
Yep.
Oh, no.
I noticed that on the game today, Eric. I only watched a couple of innings of
Hear
it.
that?
See how many empty seats there were around the lower part of the field there?
Did you hear the crowd going crazy because it's all Yankees fans? That's the only people who are left.
You could hear that in golf.
Yeah, I know, dude. It was crazy.
You could hear the pop off the bat.
Yeah, let's listen. Oh no! Did you hear Senior? Did you hear Senior? As soon as it went pop, he went, "Oh no!" Listen. Oh no! And he does it again. He gave 2 oh no's. Oh no! Oh no! He knew it was up.
Senior says good day for a ball game. 77 in his area tomorrow for the game, the Yankees and A's.
Yeah, it's going to be beautiful.
That's weird. So it's going to be 77 there. In the Bay Area, it's going to be in the low 70s, and here in Winnipeg, it's going to be 94.
Go figure.
I'm going to get the radio set up tomorrow. I'm going to listen to the game tomorrow morning, Eric, or lunchtime tomorrow. I'm going to put on the pregame show. I'm going to sit on the balcony and have a couple of cold refreshments.
There you go.
I'm finishing the Pepsi tonight and some adult cold, some wobbly pops, Eric. Some wobbly pops tomorrow.
Wobbly pops.
Make sure you put in a wake-up call before the hot corner for me tomorrow. If I'm into the wobbly pops at noon, it won't end well.
Right. I'll send out that link tomorrow sometime too.
All right, brother.
All right, let's get
the Giants didn't do well today, Eric. It's it's ageless time. It's broken record, man. I didn't have much to talk about last night with 3 hits. It didn't get much better today, buddy.
Joe, yes. The offense was off. Fuck. You're absolutely correct, Joe. Joe, I think that was a faux pas, but it goes. The offense was off. Fuck.
Maybe we can turn it around tomorrow, Eric. You never know.
Maybe.
It's the games like
Maybe.
when you.
It's
looking
true.
at tomorrow. I'm going to look at tomorrow's pitching matchup and going, there's nothing exciting there. But those are the kind of games we seem to show up, Eric. So maybe a little hair of the dog, and we're right back in the win column. We have a 500 road trip.
Maybe. You never know. Hey, if you could come out with a 500 road trip, I would call that a success. Let me
riddle you this. If they fall short by the game, then what say you? It's almost a success? Or do you go, no, it's not.
It's not a success, and you've gotten swept. That's not good. That's not good. So hot corner could be interesting tomorrow. Yeah.
Take us home, Eric. I'm out of here.
Yeah, let's get out of here. All right, guys. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday night. We'll be back here Sunday night. Hot corner time tomorrow. Should be a lot of fun, and we'll see you tomorrow. Go Giants. Don't get swept. Come on, Landon. Let's go.
Go Jets. Go Jets. Let's play tomorrow.
You've been watching Giant Sports Talk Live with Eric and Glenn, a Northern Lights Entertainment Broadcasting production.